like this.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Yeah,
He's doing the ska dance.
We're live.
For some reason, Billie Jean popped in my head. I was like, "Those it's bad lyrics for that for this moment."
Hey, it's mute.
It's not mine. So.
Nice. This is trippy because they're both side by side.
I'm so jealous of you guys and your multiple monitors. Fuck.
Gotta step up your game, Adam.
I know. I gotta figure out where to make room. Space is my enemy.
Yeah, me too. I want to get a wider table too. This one's pretty short. I think it's only maybe 48 inches, maybe 4 feet.
I want you to get that 90-inch one.
If I could just get a big ass
90.
desk and put in here, I could make all that work.
Well, it's crazy because I have the standing desk, right? But I have two of the same desk next to it going this way, out perpendicular. But they don't get used for anything. My computer sits on top of that one and nothing sits over here. Bunch of junk.
I'm in the market for a desk. You know this.
Right, when I upgrade to the IKEA tabletop, I'll give you this one.
Okay.
You just got to buy legs for it, which are like $30 at IKEA.
I can get some. Anyway, let's start.
What do you guys think of the new guitar?
Ooh, that looks nice.
It's brown.
It's brown.
It's wood.
It's wood.
It's all wood.
Wood is brown.
Oh, Frank, you got your shit plugged in?
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Your sounds.
Oh, right. Yeah.
sound effects.
I completely spaced on that. Good thing we're live now. It's a podcast, people. Get used to it.
Well, dude.
It's just that you're different.
Oh,
Sir, next outing, Charles Beaumont comes through with another delightful flight of futuristic fantasy.
Is that good?
sounds good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's good for you. It's good for me.
All right. Queuing the theme song up for what the fuck is their first episode? Salvadore Ross.
Yeah, this guy or one of the four faces.
That's true.
He's the boxer.
All right, here we go. Eventually, it'll start playing.
What's up, Adam Jansen?
Traveling to another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Bordering in Wonderlands, the Twilight Zone review.
Whose is it?
Oh, just like that. It couldn't be mine, huh?
Come on, whose is it?
Well, it belongs to some guy. His name's Halford. He's about 170 years old, and he owns half of Connecticut.
How do you know it?
Well, I got a new job washing cars in the building where he lives. And I see this little beauty sitting there waiting for some action. Well, you know, the battery might run down, something like that.
You mean that he doesn't know that you have his car?
Baby, he doesn't care. He digs me. See, I've done him some small favors, and, well, come on, let's go.
No, thanks very much.
So, wait a minute, I ain't lying.
Small
The only
favors.
time he leaves that place is to dig some chicks and to try and find out what it was like when he was young.
My father, I played chess with him tonight.
Yes, wait a minute. Okay, watch how I can make nice. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. Well, I'll borrow the wheels again next Friday and be by to pick you up. Now, wasn't that polite?
Yes, very polite. I meant what I said the last time, Sarah.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. We can't keep seeing each other. I should never let it have gotten started in the first place.
Sure. As long as you're the saintly social worker and I'm one of the crumbs, everything's all right.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
Didn't feel like editing today, Frank, huh?
That's a
And
lot
I
of
don't need
editing.
no
You
books
kidding
to
me?
show me which way is up. I got the map, and I'll get there. There? No, there's nothing wrong, Dad.
Hello, Sal.
Well, are you happy now that you've convinced her that she's too much for a bum like Salvadore Ross?
I admit I wouldn't choose you for my daughter. It's not my decision. It's hers.
Why can't I want something in my life and get it? Just once.
Confidential personnel file on Salvadore Ross. Personality, a volatile mixture of fury and frustration. Distinguishing physical characteristic, a badly broken hand, which will require emergency treatment at the nearest hospital. Ambition shows great determination towards self-improvement. Estimate of potential success, a sure bet for a listing in Who's Who in the Twilight Zone.
2 minutes to see you talk with aviators. Really, bro?
Anyway, welcome to LIW Twilight Zone Review, episode 172. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank. Edit 2 minutes out of 7 minutes links.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
And I am Adam Wilcox.
That was some great editing, sir.
That was top quality shit right there.
That was like a 7-minute scene cut down into a minute and a half with Rod in there. So
that was not a minute and a half, was it?
Yeah, it was exactly 2 minutes.
Yeah, see, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah, such a blast. Today's episode is the self-improvement of Salvador Ross 516.
I did that just so you could just get the tone of just how batshit insane this episode really is.
I had the pleasure of speaking to both these gentlemen, Frank, before.
Oh, while my computer's still downloading, so if it restarts like that, it's because it's still downloading for the last hour now.
Classic. I don't know if it was during that or not, but I talked to both of them. So I guess let's just get out of the way. First impressions of the episode before we start discussing it. I don't know. I talked to Jansen first. Jansen, go ahead.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was I thought it was an interesting idea. I didn't have any like major gripes about it. Not that I don't know. It didn't seem like there was anything that stood out to me anyways that would make me hate it. You know, his character's a little obnoxious, but beyond that,
26-year-old character.
26, my head. That fucker's older than me.
He's
pushing 50, man.
Other than some obvious shit like that, I thought the plot behind the episode was pretty decent.
Okay. I looked into it because we just brought it up. The actor was 38.
Man, he must have had a hard life.
And he did some shit after this too, didn't he?
That is a hard 38, man.
That's a really rough 26.
I mean, I'm almost 38, and that's rough. I mean,
he was born in 1926. He had some hard times, man.
He was definitely in the war.
What's funny, the kid that he buys a year from later on, that bellhop kid, that actor was playing 19. He was actually 25. So he's as close to that age that this main character's playing. That is a rough 38 years, regardless. But Adam, your turn here.
I liked this episode. I only have like one minor hang up with it. I'm going to wait until you set it up before I bring that point up.
Okay. But
I thought it was pretty good. I liked the concept of it, maybe more than the execution. But in all, not one of the bad episodes that I've seen out of the season. I enjoyed it. I was engaged.
Yeah, it went somewhere, right?
Right. I hope that doesn't sound like a desperate cry for a positive review, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
That surprises me that both you guys enjoyed this. Frank?
This was pretty bad. This sucked.
Is that it?
Yeah. I have to play chess.
Oh yeah. After Bleach.
I mean, the dude. This episode just makes up whatever it fucking wants to.
I'm gonna get into some of that. Yeah,
There is no rhyme or reason behind any. It doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I won't disagree. I'm kind of in between you guys. I
almost like it because it's just so the premise and and how they did it is just so batshit insane. It was just so obnoxiously ridiculous. Like it's impossible to take. It's almost impossible to take this like any of this serious whatsoever. I mean, and the ending is just classic. It's like he might as well have tossed him out a window. It would have been more Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the ending is one of the few things I liked. But
I enjoyed the ending because I was just glad he was dead. Like, good. This episode is over now. That's good.
I think the main reason I enjoyed it is because the underlying message, regardless of all the bullshit that they put you through with how terrible things look and how they get to it, the underlying message was solid. You can't change who you are. It's not going to end well for you.
Yeah.
Problem is, he does.
Well,
And
he does, and he reaps the.
Yeah, because he fucked up. He fucked up the way he did it.
Right.
Not so much that you can't do it.
No, right.
Yeah.
Well, you can't take shortcuts. Is I think the real moral of the story, right?
You
can't take shortcuts
with someone
for
else.
self-improvement.
Yeah. So that's kind of what my problems with the episode are. I don't hate this episode. I find it's okay. It's middle of the road for me. I put it in the tier 2 bucket. It's just like But my problems are it felt like an hour episode that they cut down severely. Like they actually removed scenes.
Yeah, I got that vibe too.
He's like a dick to her at first, and she's like terrified. He does that thing where you grab a woman's arm constantly, and she's like, "Okay,
yeah." He was abusing her.
Yeah, he's
this man defined manhandling.
Yeah, she's fearing for her life.
He's basically he carjacked his boss's car, or no, he carjacked a tenant at a building that he washed his car in car. Yeah, right. And
it felt like it started in the middle of the story, right? I think that's the big part that you
there wasn't a lot of setup there.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the setup because there is no setup, and that's whatever we're thrown into the story. I get problems where I mean
the title of the story is the setup.
What?
The title of the story is the setup.
Yeah. So I don't really care that they started right there. I care that he's a dick to her. He goes, he punches her door, kind of, and his hand is shattered.
Yeah, that was
hospital.
That's one of the technical problems I had.
To stay overnight for
Okay, there you go. That's what I was going to bring up. I'm like, who the fuck stays overnight for a broken hand? Alleged broken hand.
That is bizarre.
Even for 64, that's weird. That's just fucking weird. I mean, obviously nowadays they'll take a fucking pancreas out of you and kick you out the fucking door with some fucking Motrin, but even for 1964 standards, a broken hand stay overnight? Come on.
I think that might also speak to like the era that we're looking at too. I mean, I didn't live then obviously, but I would assume that we might have taken a little bit more time with stuff like that back in the day. So, I mean, it's plausible. It doesn't make sense to us now watching this back, but I
was starting to get that weird vibe. Like, is this guy really in a hospital? Because it's awful quiet. There's 2 people and 1 nurse, and enjoy some sleep. We'll put a cast on you in the morning. Like, huh? What?
Why? Put a fucking cast on me right now.
You put a stick a popsicle stick here.
It was like an oversized popsicle stick for like an elephant.
Went to the hardware store, picked up a piece of plywood. Come on, get your shit together.
Some duct tape and a piece of wood. I'm good. I'll be back in the morning. I'm not staying here. Fuck that.
Wrapped his arm up like a loaf of bread.
Something, but he meets an old guy. No, let me before we're going over it, I just want to say that when I'm saying the cutscenes out, he shows back up later after he fixed himself, he improved himself, his self-improvement, and she's just like, "Yeah, I'll go out with you. Great, let's go out." And I'm like, "What the fuck? You were just like scared of him." And also, and then they go out on their date. They go back to his house that he bought from some guy, traded years worth, and then she's just like, "Get the fuck away from me!" But they cut to them kissing. I'm like, where the fuck are we? Why are they kissing? And she's like, no, I hate you. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
She's a cornucopia of mixed signals.
It was like the Dark Helmet and Princess Leia Spaceballs dolls scene. But your helmet's so big.
True as princesses are attracted to power and wealth, and you have both, and you know this.
And you know.
I don't think Jansen's seen Spaceballs. Oh, Jansen,
I'll see myself out.
It'll happen. It'll happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
So you're the one. All right.
Listen, I know the memes. I haven't seen it. I got other things going on.
Spaceballs the flamethrower. That's the only reason Elon Musk ever made 20,000 flamethrowers.
I love that you made an Elon Musk joke out of Spaceballs, Frank.
It's not a joke. It's the God's honest truth.
It's awesome.
Like Joe Rogan asked him why the flamethrower, and he's like, because of Spaceballs the flamethrower. He's like, marketing. So we just
merchandising.
Yeah, he was like, but they wouldn't actually let us sell flamethrowers, so we put on there, this is not a flamethrower.
The best line of Spaceballs, man, we ain't seen shit, or we ain't found shit.
Yep.
Put it this way, Jansen, it's not just a parody of Star Wars, it's a parody of everything Star Wars represents as well.
Yeah.
Like the fandom, the merchandising, all of it. Like
I said, I've seen a bunch of it in pieces. I've just never watched it all the way through.
If you've seen any of the pieces of it, you've seen the whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's Citizen Kane, but it's definitely fucking funny.
Yeah. He tells them to comb the desert for people.
Yeah.
Comb the desert, and then they show a bunch of white guys literally combing the desert with giant combs.
Yeah.
And they show two black guys carrying a giant pick. He's like, you found him? He's like, man, we ain't found shit.
Fucking blowout comb.
Love it. Let's talk about the episode, though. That's what I'm getting at. She suddenly is like, get the fuck away from me. Like, why did you go out with him then? And then it cuts to later where he trades with his dad. He trades with her dad, rather. The compassion thing. And then all of a sudden they're in love. And I'm like, and we find out it's the next day. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everything is so like, and it feels like there's middle chunks that were just thrown away. This feels like an hour episode just cut down.
It does have some choppy editing for sure.
Well, like, why didn't he become like 70 years old?
He didn't trade years. He traded compassion.
No, with the hand. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, and the hand guy he just traded.
Like, how did he in his mind go from I can trade an injury for an injury to age for an age? How did this man transition from that to that? That was weird.
Two disconnected stories where it's a guy that could trade shit, and then this romantic subplot, and it feels like they're not really connected in a weird way, because we never see him doing magic shit with the woman until the compassion with the dad thing, and it's just thrown in at the end.
And I don't think her dad would have taken it anyway. Doesn't seem like
I don't know why he would have.
I mean, I personally, I think that is the connection. I think the reason he's doing all this stuff is for her, because deep down he really does love her, but he doesn't know how to do it, right? Or he wants her, or whatever he fucking says.
Yeah.
But I think that is the connection. I don't see that as a separation of plot. I see it as the.
It just feels like it should have been more of a story about a guy doing this.
Right. Well, I mean, it was poorly executed. I'll give you that.
I think they should have cut out all the shit involving her. It didn't.
Well, you needed some sort of motivation, though, right? So
yeah, that's the one thing that he can't have is the one thing that he wants, but he doesn't really think about why he wants it.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. But I feel like it's two separate episodes that are just kind of glued together. And you're like, here you go. I feel like if they should have focused more on him trading shit with people. I found that more fascinating.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely the highlight of it for sure. I agree with that.
I think the biggest flaw of this entire episode was the acting. It was terrible.
I mean, isn't that the greatest flaw with all of these episodes?
No, it's the
Especially
best.
the next episode.
It's actually the greatest strength because when these episodes aren't acted out right, I mean, Rod's writing is batshit insane. But if you get the right actors to act them out, it doesn't sound so batshit. I don't know.
It's not that it's good acting in the Twilight Zone; it's that it's Twilight Zone acting, which is why we said Dennis Hopper. Where I was like, he's too good of an actor for this show.
Yeah, he really took you out of it because
Yeah. He's such a great actor that you're like, this isn't Twilight Zone acting, so you felt a disconnect.
Yeah, and
I was gonna say the guy that plays Salvadore Ross. Where do I know him from? What else has he been in?
He's in Bullet, a bunch of stuff.
Oh, Bullet. Okay.
Yeah,
he was in like 2 other Twilight Zone.
He's been on a ton of TV. He's been in Lethal Weapon. He's been in all kinds of shit.
He's in another episode that is very similar to this one.
Okay.
Dukes of Hazzard.
4 of Us Are Dying.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of judge this one a little harsher, is because I like that episode, and this one just reminds me too much of it.
Yeah, like she was a terrible actress, and he's been in the Twilight Zone. I don't know how many times, like 6.
You know what's funny? Speaking of her, is when they first got together and he's got the car and he's talking to her, I was like, oh, they have someone age appropriate for him. And then he said he's 26. I go,
I mean, I have it right here if you want it.
We're so close.
But
yeah,
no, she looks 40, and I didn't know where to go.
Do you want to? I don't know. I mean, I might have it right here. Who knows? You want me to just play a scene? I recorded some, so why not?
It comes in. Come on, get out.
No, wait a minute. Look, I read in the paper
Oh yeah,
that you're 72 years old, right? I'm 26.
Bullshit.
Now, what would you give to be 26 years old again?
I think you're the kookiest kid they ever turned loose in the streets.
Okay, you think what you want to think, but you just listen to me, will you? I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. Now, come on. How much would you give to be 26 years old again? How much? Well, come on, how much? $1 million bucks?
About $350.
Let's say $1 million.
All right, Phoenix, $1 million. How many calls?
I mean, 75 cents, so 6 zeros on that. There you go.
No, it's not close. Come on, it's like it's like almost 2-3 million.
I'm not doing the math on that.
The math is hard, man.
Coincidentally, you guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a second.
So I think that brings up an interesting point, that clip anyway. It's never really indicated how he goes from making the deal with the first guy to understanding and being able to wrap his mind around what he's done, right? He just instantly knows how to do it and make it work for the next guy and make sure that he can get what he wants anytime he wants it.
Like they might have cut the setup more to fit in more commercials in between.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 1,333,333 repeating calls from St. Louis to Ohio, in case you guys are curious.
Thanks, Tech.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Someone's got to be up to date on how many calls from St. Louis to Ohio things are, and that's unfortunately fallen upon my shoulders, my sexy shoulders. So what am I supposed to do?
Thanks for that.
I'm also wearing my
nonsensical information. Really appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I even labeled it that. Like, how much is $1 million?
With that amount of money, I didn't even bother. It's funny when it's $50 or something. So who you just played there is the only character in this entire episode that benefits from any of this is that old guy who's now 26.
Yeah. He gets to live his life all over again.
Yeah,
but as a bum.
Yeah, because I guess the story is really simple on this episode. Salvadore Ross is trying to self-improve himself, which is a bit redundant there, but he goes to this old guy. He buys 46 years off of him, and then he talks to the bellhop when he's old, and he buys a year off him for $1,000. And then he goes in the elevator and meets some other elevator guy, and in the time it takes to go on 18 floors or whatever, all of a sudden his age. They trade ages. So we're back to our main character who goes right over her house again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
there's another plot hole right there too. I don't know if you just said it, but like I thought it happens overnight. Like all of a sudden it's happening. Yeah.
I don't know how this power works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His power is evolving.
This world makes
Not from a Jedi.
like this story in this world makes no sense. It makes up its own rules as it goes along.
All right, I'm starting to lean back towards Frank.
Frank's always a bad influence on everybody.
I'm sorry, it's just
You make a lot of good points.
Really bad.
It's for me, it's talking it out usually helps a lot.
Sure.
I'm in the moment. I'm just enjoying.
It's like therapy. It's like Breakfast Club. You know?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the show when I'm in the moment. So I'm fucking naive when it comes to this shit.
Well, that's why I wanted to start off by what our initial opinions are.
Yeah, no,
I like the episode just fine, but it has some real big fucking flaws for me.
Yeah,
it is not. It's okay. It's a good idea done really shittily is how I feel about it.
I guess I like the concept enough to where I can overlook some of these technical problems. Because, like I said, I was questioning things. I'm like, wait a minute, why is he staying overnight for a broken hand? What kind of a hospital is this? Is this like some kind of like like the when they did the Joker surgery on Tim Burton's Batman, like one of those places? I mean, like
it's like when I have to tap out and say, okay, I just have to believe whatever the fuck they want to show me now,
But with old TV sci-fi, I can suspend my disbelief for only so long.
Over and over. And I'm just like, well, I'm already just what the fuck? Why not? You've already gone over the deep end. Why not? If I'm already like that by the end of an episode, it's like, whatever, it's fine.
You start to get like Stockholm syndrome a little bit. It's like talking to like a crazy person on the subway where they're just like, oh, what else did the government do? Oh, okay, we're going there. And the next thing you say is even crazier somehow.
Holy shit, he's right. The lizard people are behind all this.
Or like a door-to-door salesman that you just can't get to leave. You're just like starting to buy into it. You're like, well, yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
And then you live in a subway.
It could happen, maybe.
Maybe my dad really is Bigfoot. Fuck.
But it's a lot of shit. You're just like, oh, okay, we're doing this. That's how I felt in the next episode. I was like, oh.
Like, oh.
Okay. I have major problems with the next episode, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. To be continued.
The next episode's gonna be fucking crazy, and deservedly so. But we're focused on this one, which is
okay. So, basically, I'm just gonna play another clip. I don't care.
What are you telling me to leave her alone for? I'm a good catch, Mr. Maitland. A real good catch.
Not for Leah.
Yes, exactly for Leah. Tell me, what is it that makes you so superior, huh? I mean, what have you done that puts you on the top shelf? Teaching in that rat-trap school all your life? No, not teaching, babysitting. And you come home from the war, and what do you bring? A game leg and a handful of crummy souvenirs to put on your wall. You know what you are? You're a loser, Mr. Maitland. Even worse than I used to be.
Like, what an asshole. The guy is just such a dick. Like, who says that to a vet?
Hey, he's a young man. He's only 26, Frank.
He has some real slick clothes at the beginning there, too, man. Did you like his fashion sense? For a second, I thought maybe he was actually Bob Ross and not Salvador Ross.
Because he was, he was blue collar with dirt under his fingernails.
Yeah.
Or
that's something to be ashamed about for some reason.
Yeah.
According to that, according to how he thinks they feel about him, he thinks it's because he works hard and he's not elegant, but really he's just a fucking asshole.
They're living in a 1-bedroom slab, like the first on a gigantic building or some shit.
They live in a flat because outside their apartment building it says flat for rent. I'm like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah.
Europe, UK,
and like social workers. So it was he in jail for 6 years?
That's what I was thinking too. I forgot all about that. I'm glad you brought that up. It's like, okay, so did she like get the hots for the bad guy while she was like giving him physical therapy and mental therapy, or?
Yeah, and that definitely a lot of Italian American jokes in there.
Like does she have Stockholm syndrome? Yeah.
Everyone does. She must. That's why she goes out with him. She's like, I have to go with him. Don't kiss me, even though I look like I want to kiss you in the beginning.
I mean, he steals a car right in the beginning of the episode. I'm gonna steal this car. All right.
And I always bitch about things that are half-assed, and this is what I would call a half-ass episode through and through. He's not set up enough to be a bad guy with the car stealing shit. We don't know anything about him. She just says, what you have, what I want, you can't buy, which is a lie because he fucking buys it later. But it's always, you're not, it's like a what's his name? Paul Rudd and Ant-Man. You're like, you're such a bad guy. Get your life together. And you're like, I don't really get it. Why? Salvadore Ross seems just like kind of just too abusive, really. She needs to say, you're a horrible dick and you abuse me. Like, I have bruises on my arm and I rarely see you. That shouldn't be. And the half-ass with the magic, because it comes out of nowhere. They don't explain what it is, why he knows about it, other than he trades a cough for a broken hand. And the old guy's like, it's a death sentence. I'm like, no, the cough was for you. Broken hand. Seems like a good trade for you.
Yeah, I mean,
in his age, he can get by with one hand just fine.
Yeah, but that cough, he even said, is going to kill me because it could turn into pneumonia. And then,
I think it was I think it was this one.
I love you very much.
Or no.
Maynard? I was just telling Lee.
Wait.
Let me have a look at you. You're the new owner.
Where's? Oh yeah. Here it is.
They do something to your hand? No. I came here for a good night's sleep. The Waldorf was getting on my nerves. I bet it hurts. Yeah, it hurts.
Dude's got joke.
Lucky, though. My luck wins prizes. I
know that
means I've got this awful congestion in my chest.
He's got the COVIDs.
Are you griping about a cold? At your age, it might just be a cold. But at mine, it could easily turn into pneumonia. You know, young man, you could break both legs and an elbow, and you'd still be swimming inside of a month. Yeah?
I highly doubt that.
Well, if you think this is so great, well, let's swap. You take my busted hand, and I'll take your lousy cold. That's a deal.
And magic.
And
then just magic.
Because reasons.
Because he says, I'll trade you. They weren't holding the same table while lightning struck the building or anything. There wasn't a fucking genie. It's just because.
Hey, at least it wasn't voodoo this time.
Oh, that's true, but I'd rather take voodoo at this point than just.
Oh no!
He wakes up to, I have magic powers. We don't see him realize it. Like, I have magic. He just goes, yeah, bitch. I got a cough and your hand's broken. Get the fuck. I'm out of here. And he goes and trades years for people, like for money. So shit bothers me here.
There's lots of problems.
It's just so half-assed, and he's the parts where he was buying years from like the bellhop and the old guy. I was way more fascinated by watching this, and
I think I mean I don't want to cut you off, but I do think that the old man that he switched years with originally, I think was a kid toucher. Because the way he talked to the bellhop, I'm like, he sounds like he wants to fuck him.
He didn't trade personalities, Frank. He traded years.
Well,
Salvadore Ross is just a kid toucher then.
Well, that character was. I mean, was that not just? Didn't you feel a little bit like there's something off about what he just said there? Like,
how do a kid touch a 19-year-old?
It just didn't sound right. I don't know.
Adult.
Here,
he can fuck that guy and be fine.
Is he an old kid? Yeah.
Let me have a look at you. You're the new owner. I was wondering why I hadn't seen you. Well, I've been staying in.
You can hear the kid throwing himself at him.
Operating the elevator. Oh? What happened to Mr. Halpert? Oh, well, he decided to take a cruise with some young friends of his. He's going to be away so long, why he was kind enough to sell me this place. That sounds just like Mr. Halpert. He sure know how to spend his money. How much do you make a year?
Well, right now I get $52.50 a week plus tips.
Well, then this should help some.
It's legal, Mr. Ross.
How old are you?
19.
Would
Damn
you like
it.
to be 20?
Figure I'll make it one of these years.
What would you say?
Get the fuck out of here, kid.
A year of your life.
Would you like to be
say,
14?
Making fun of him.
I suppose I'd tell him to go take a leap at the moon.
You mean you wouldn't sell a year of your life?
Oh,
for
I
that?
hope you play this.
I enjoy my life, Mr. Ross.
What?
Keep playing.
No, it's over.
You cut it off right where I was interested. Because he goes, trade a year of my life? I enjoy my life. Sure, the days are dull, but my nights are exciting. And I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing at night?
No,
Do you really want to know?
I'm the Brooklyn Strangler, mister. I don't want to trade my nights.
oh, no, I think I have it.
Albert, bro.
Well, you can put that in later.
Why do you ask for his name then?
There we are. Now,
Taking his pants off right here.
doesn't that make it more reasonable? That's it.
Why do you have to have the pause there?
That's right, Albert.
Make it more reasonable.
What do I have to do? I told you nothing. If you accept this, you'll wake up in the morning 1 year older. That's all. Now, does it really make that much difference to you whether you're 19 or 20?
Well, now that you put it that way, I guess 20's not such a bad age.
Fine. Then you've made a deal, Albert. A very, very good deal.
Nice doing business with you, Mr.
And
Ross.
Albert, you might pass the word among your friends that I'm always good for cash on these terms.
They'll be beating down your doors. Who knows? I might decide to sell you a couple more years myself.
Just tosses a wink in there. Tell your friends.
It seems so just I don't know, send over your other oh god.
Yeah. That's a pedophile right there.
I know. I mean
I agree with what you're saying, but also he's an adult. So in fact, the more he fucks him or does this, he's getting older. So that's why he has to bring his friends in there.
I mean I just thought that like it was just that one scene though. I mean that's it. It doesn't come off that way throughout the rest of the the episode. It was just it was just such a weird choice of throwing his voice around for no. I mean, I thought the old man makeup was top notch for the Twilight Zone. I'll give it an
I
A.
did have my notes. Is this the best makeup in Twilight Zone?
I think so. Honestly,
It isn't saying a whole lot because it's not great. It's just not terrible.
It still looks like he has cornflower in his hair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than some have been.
I was gonna say we were kind of starting the whole old man makeup judgment thing. I was wondering what you guys thought.
It's the best I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of any other ones that beat it.
Remember that episode where
Sorry.
he becomes young again overnight, and she has to raise her husband baby. That episode,
that was close too.
that's close.
Yeah.
It's not, what the fuck was that episode from season 4 where he goes back in time and buys land? That one's terrible.
Oh God, I know which one you're talking about. Now. Yeah.
With Judy Nomar in it or something.
Yeah, Julie Newmar.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Julie Newmar.
Lord.
Julie Newmar.
What I want to know is we already kind of spoiled the ending, right?
Oh
yeah. There's an
do
ending.
what you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I want to know is I didn't catch it, and I should probably just play it back. I want to know is the gun. I want to see if it was if they took it off the wall, because in one of the other scenes you see it sitting on the wall. Was it still on the wall, or was it different?
No, when they get home. So real quick, because we can fast forward to where you are.
Sure.
He takes her out. She gets pissed. He trades. He goes back when he drops her off, and he's like, "I gotta talk to your dad." And he talks to him, and he's like, "I'm gonna offer you $100,000 for something I need." Because she's like, "What you need, you can't buy." And then he proceeds to buy it from her father for $100,000. And then they go out, and they're like kissing, and they're like, "I love you too." And then they come back, and he's like, "I know you don't like me, but I want to marry your daughter. I genuinely love her. I thought I was using her as a trophy before, just a status symbol, but I actually do love her.
Yeah.
So just show me a little compassion." He's like, "Don't you remember? I told you that yesterday." I'm like, "Fucking yesterday? Damn, they're moving quick." And then, but you see, when they get home that day, or that last scene, the father, they open the door, and he like took something under his blanket, and I'm like, is he gonna jerk off during the conversation?
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
Like, oh my
No.
god.
I saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna do something else. I don't know. I didn't remember. There's a lot of season 5 episodes I just do not remember.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Jansen though. It's like I like the premise and the message, maybe more than the execution, because it's like he sold compassion, he bought compassion, but he also traded, which means that the father no longer has compassion. Therefore, bang! I thought it was a good ending. I like.
I think if they were to redo this episode today, it would be worlds different, and we might get something better. But I was going to say something. I just totally forgot what it was.
It would be way too on the nose if Jordan Peele did it, though. It would.
Yeah. Fair.
I think I agree with that. Adam just said. I really do like the message. Execution's terrible. It's not terrible. It's just not well done.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's the it's really, especially the ending, I would say is probably the poorest part of it. The shooting, it's been done 1,000 times at that point, right? I mean, it's nothing.
Especially in the Twilight Zone, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it feels like it was lazy as fuck, especially that part. I know there was other issues that we had, but that part especially, it's like you guys, you could have gone so many different directions with this.
Quick question, Frank.
Really go ahead.
How did the episode that we keep comparing it to? How did the 4 of us are dying end?
It ended with him being shot.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
met up with his dad, who he treated like shit.
I love if he asks questions he knows the answers to.
Yeah, the 4 of us are dying. The guy could trade faces. He does like 4 different faces. He can like turn into them. And he finally goes into, and he takes the form of some guy, runs into that guy's dad, who's like, "Where have you been for 20 some years? You're a
He just happens to have a gun ready to run into this asshole for 20 years. Because that's what you do.
The dad clearly hates him. He runs into the dad again at the very end when he's trying to escape, and he takes that guy's form again. The dad meets up with him. He's like, "You fucked over our family. You killed Ma," and shoots him.
Killed Ma.
And it was a very similar story and theme. And
He drove his daughter to kill herself over him or something.
Whatever that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the credits, I mean, this was apparently adapted from a short story, right? So they were bound to regurgitate something somewhere, and somebody probably saw that episode and
was this Earl Hammy?
No, it's nobody.
It's just Rod.
No, Jerry McNeely, the teleplay, and Henry Slazar short story. So this is a random episode that's very similar to one that they already did.
So this was one of the weeks where Rod was like, "Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry."
Who directed it?
This is Don Siegel. No, that's the next one.
No, this is Don Siegel.
No, this is Don Siegel. Okay. Yeah, I remember I was watching it. I was like, "Hey, he does early Clint Eastwood movies. The motherfucker directed Dirty Harry, movies like that."
I think that isn't this the only one he did?
No, he did like 4, I think.
No.
I think
I think the next
Simon
one.
in this one.
Uncle Simon in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did Uncle Simon. That's a fun one.
Yeah, like
Not a good one, but a fun one.
Yeah, because I think the old guy was in the most. I think he was in like 5, and like pretty good ones too.
So I didn't hear the beginning of the sentence.
Okay.
You can just
like the old guy. He was in like 5 different.
the old guy from Uncle Simon, or
Yeah.
the from this episode.
No, like which ones was he in? He was old. He was Uncle Simon.
Okay,
It was like about 4 other ones.
I have no idea. Off the top of my head, I don't.
He was in I Sing the Body Electric. He was a salesman.
That's right.
I Sing the Body Electric. I Sing the Body Electric.
Oh, we're talking about the old guy? I thought we were talking about the director.
No, the old guy in the wheelchair.
The Incredible World of Horace Ford. I Sing the Body
Oh,
Electric.
shit, he was in that one too.
Still Valley.
Yeah.
And Time Enough at Last.
Yeah,
Still Valley, fucking terrible.
dude. Time Enough Last. He was the fucking bang.
Guys, my entire family hates The Body Electric. We all collectively agree that that's the worst episode of Twilight Zone ever made.
I love that episode. That episode's great. Dude.
You would love that episode.
Episode is great. That was awesome.
Again, I'm right in the middle. It's not a bad episode or terrible, but
It's terrible.
I love it. It's batshit insane. Like
It's actual cancer.
they throw eyeballs down a tube, and someone down there somewhere assembles it into a robot maid. What more do you want? Hold on, Frank. I seen the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I seen the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I seen the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
Okay. Had to get
You
that right.
guys.
I don't love that episode as much as Frank does. I don't know why he likes it.
No, too with this episode, my attitude might be that I've got extremely lowered expectations from this season. So when I see something that I'm like engaged in, I'm like, oh, this one doesn't suck. Cool.
Because a lot of them have to do with the acting, though.
I didn't think Salvadore himself was bad. I didn't I didn't have a problem with the actors so much as just that their motivations, a lot of them weren't warranted. And I would agree with both of you guys saying that, like she's sending so many mixed signals through the whole thing. None of it's earned. You know what I mean? It's like just changes from one minute she wants him, next minute get out of my face, next minute I'll take you back, then get out of my face. It's like no, not set up properly. I agree with you.
You know, but next minute he's this guy, next minute he's that guy, next minute he's this guy. I mean, like he every character
are dying.
What's that?
It's the 4 of us are dying, but it's one character.
I
think
it just kept on changing. You know, I'm like, why? There's no rhyme. He can do it in an elevator. He could.
So I think it really speaks to something though, because like manhandling aside, this girl makes this dude basically change his entire self before she ever even gives a shit about him. You know, I can understand the whole being abusive and shit, but the rest of him, he's fine. He works hard. What's the problem? Quit being a bitch.
I guess kind of what
he's a blue collar guy.
If he in the very beginning, the old man pulled out a gun and shot Salvadore Ross right then and there, it wouldn't have been any different.
It would have just been whatever.
Salvadore Ross. It's a very good title because episode is about that more so than it is about don't try to better yourself or whatever the fuck the message was. Or don't.
The message is you can't buy compassion. That's something.
But he did. He did buy it.
He did, and it didn't work.
Yeah, he bought it from the wrong person.
Have it end well for you is the real one.
He could have. He wasn't a fucking idiot.
he gave all his bad stuff to the guy that he traded with. So the guy happened to own firearms. Yeah,
I think
as it was with figuring everything out and how it works. You think he would have been smart enough to know, hey, if I do this and then go ask him for something, it's probably not going to end well for me.
Exactly. I think the message. I like that the idea of you can't buy compassion or whatever. It's fine, but that's not what they showed me. They showed me if you're gonna buy compassion, be smart about it.
Yeah,
like
I hear that.
That's what I got out of it. He could have bought it from that guy in the hospital bed, and he'd be fine. He'd be alive still, and have that girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just failed. It falls flat for me.
It's like, you know, so this old guy in the wheelchair, he was a little bit of less compassion away from just a cold-blooded murderer.
Well, that's the funny part is it comes full circle, right? Originally, I'm sure this guy wanted to kill him, but he had too much compassion to kill him. So now that he doesn't have any compassion, he can finally let himself be free and kill the guy.
And he sold out his compassion, so therefore, yeah. Otherwise, he probably would not have shot him.
He's gonna have so much money in prison, though. He's got $100,000 now, and he's probably gonna go to jail.
That would be interesting too. If you had a follow-up episode, now all of a sudden he has the power, like after he killed him, like he has the power to switch with people.
First thing
Yeah,
he's doing.
I looked up at one point what $1 million in 64 would be today. And it's like $8.7 million or something shit like that. It's fucking ridiculous.
You know, how many calls would that be, Phoenix?
Yeah, Phoenix. How many calls is that? I still don't know what the fuck that means.
A lot. I think
inquiring minds want to know.
I think the old guy was into wheelchairs because he's allergic to wallpaper. What the fuck was up in that house?
I didn't even pay attention.
Their house is just like it's on the floor too. The wallpaper. There's so much in that house.
Too much asbestos in his blanket.
Oh yeah, that looks like a bad Izod shirt that when you stare at it, your eyes get crossed.
Yeah, but when they're in the living room, which just seems like the smallest living room in history, there's constant wallpaper from like every single inch of the room is wallpaper. She opens the door to go to her bedroom at one point, and you can see in the crack in the door. I'm like, there's more hideous wallpaper in there. Like you can't escape it in this house.
You know, it's some cheap shit they got on discount for the set, and they're just like, fuck it, put it everywhere.
It's not like his house that he bought, Salvadore Ross, when he trades it, it was the same house from another episode. The one we just talked about where the old man becomes young again.
Yeah.
Or young, and she has to raise her baby husband.
It was also
what was that episode?
It was also the same room where with the shoes.
Dead Man Shoes.
Yeah, Dead Man Shoes. Yeah, that's it.
Short drink from a certain fountain. That episode.
Yeah, it was like it was like a shot of vodka with a cube of sugar or some shit like that. Like what?
Kilo with a cube of sugar.
That's it. Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, like
we're going to old school. That's like season 2.
Yeah.
Far better episode, and I didn't even care about that episode that much.
Much better episode, yeah. He puts the shoes back on.
Oh yeah, that it really is a similar episode though. Like that, 4 of Us Are Dying. This one.
I mean, it's been done over and over and over. Like this is the most generic. You know, this is the cheapest generic shit Twilight Zone has come up with yet.
Yeah, I mean, they probably got the script in and were like, "Oh, this is a cool take on something that we've already done. Let's try it again."
Yeah. Might be part of my problem too, Frank, because I just started doing this with you guys last season. So that's all I've got to measure it to. I haven't gone back and rewatched all those other seasons yet. So
you should, man. They're really good.
Yeah,
it's a matter of time. Yeah,
it's true.
Problem is, you guys will be watching them kind of backward. Where you like already saw the shitty version and you liked it because you think that's the only version. Mm-hmm. So when you watch the original one, that's better. I don't. Hopefully, you guys get that.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Oh, this is a better one of that shittier one that I watched. It'll happen. Yeah.
And Dead Man Shoes isn't even that good. It's okay.
I mean, you just got to catch a marathon, man.
Yeah. 4 of Us Are Dying I like a lot better than any of these. Let's go to Twitter real quick. I put up a poll. I did a fuck, marry, kill for this episode.
Want to share it?
I can just say it.
No, go ahead and say. Yeah, this is a podcast. It's audio thing. Yeah, only YouTubers can see it. Yeah,
I'm about to read it off anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Go for it. Read it off.
So I put up for this episode, fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, which would be obviously the best of them. 25%. Marry 25%. Kill. You can do the math on that, right? 50%.
Yep.
I just changed it.
Half the people would rather kill this. So,
if we called everybody who voted, how many calls would? How much would that be?
$3.
About $3.50.
I just voted. It's 4 now.
$3.75. Oh, it's already 4.
Fair enough.
So $3.75 if Jansen voted.
I mean, every time a number comes off, I'm just gonna do it.
So Any parting words of wisdom? Anything you guys learned from this episode other than don't buy compassion?
That sums it up for me. That's all I got.
I didn't get
Fight
that.
compassion.
Oh shit! I voted on the wrong one. God damn it! Take it back.
Way to go.
Yeah, I learned not to start a TV show at season 5. You should always go back and start from the beginning.
Well, it's a show that you can pick up in season 5. It's just sometimes.
Well, that's what I figure. It's like this is a show that's been around for hundreds of years, and they're not episode like they don't follow a timeline. So
how long do you think the Twilight Zone's been on?
And like
hundreds of years.
And like,
well, I mean, it was made 100 years ago.
Well, see, the good thing is if you like these, you're really gonna like the ones that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Well, I at some point I've seen most of these. I just don't remember every single episode. And now that we're dissecting each episode one by one, I'm looking at them a little different than I do when I'm just passively watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, like, everybody has their favorite episode because of some memory from when they're young.
Memory or just personal taste.
Personal taste, which we already established. The one that I love, you guys hate anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What?
The Eye of the Beholder.
Oh, I don't hate it. It's just it's very similar to our next episode.
I don't hate it either, but
yeah, it is.
I wouldn't say it's great. I mean,
that one's my favorite. Yeah.
Are we going into ratings on this one, or are we still talking about?
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 too.
Yeah, 7, 6.5. Honestly, that's my other thing. My takeaway is the digestion of it with you guys. So, I obviously watch this with a little bit more rose-colored glasses when I'm watching it by myself. So I tend to think more positively. But when I start to really break it down, you guys see things that I don't. So it really helps.
Helps ruin the show for you.
Well, yes. It helps me build like a better eye for like wanting better, right? So
yeah,
I can see the flaws.
Yeah, it's once you start to realize what you like and what you don't like, then you can,
It's like they can do so much better. That's why it's like so crazy.
Yeah.
I think it would help if we gave you like a top 10 list to watch, and you're like, oh, those are the great ones.
I'm just gonna binge it this weekend. I'm gonna finish the whole thing on Sunday.
Damn, we can watch 120 episodes.
You are gonna have some nightmares because I'll tell you right now, when you binge watch Twilight Zone, you have nightmares all fucking night, man.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here's the clip before the outro.
Give it a rating, Frank.
4.
Maynard, I was just telling Leah that I was hoping you'd be home. I wanted to talk to you. Can I come in?
Yes.
You leave us alone for a few minutes. It won't take long.
I love you.
Oh, lighter. I thought you were clipping your toenails.
I've got something I want to say to you. I'm sorry for all the worry and grief I've caused you. You see, you were right about me. I wanted to marry Leah to prove something. You see, she was a prize, a symbol. But all that's changed. And I know now that I'm very much in love with her. And I'll make her a good husband, I promise you that.
I warned you I wouldn't let it happen.
You don't understand. It's all changed. I'm asking you for forgiveness, for compassion.
Compassion? Don't you remember? I sold it to you yesterday.
You dumb idiot.
To our Ross program for self-improvement. The all-in-one surefire success course that lets you lick the bully, you learn the language, dance the tango, and anything else you want to do, or think you want to do. Money-back guarantee. Offer limited to The Twilight Zone.
Did you say lick the bullet?
No idea.
I just work here.
Maybe it's the wallpaper. The snozberries taste exactly like snozberries.
Yeah.
Their next outing, Charles Beaumont comes through with another delightful flight of futuristic fantasy about a society of another time in which you literally can't tell the players without a scorecard. They all appear in an identical mold. Colin Wilcox, Richard Long, and special guest star Susie Parker appear in a program called Number 12 Looks Just Like You. I hope you're around to catch the similarity.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. In 12 minutes, whatever.
Yep.
So, we did our last words. We think we talked this one through. Plugs. Jansen, any plugs?
I still got no plugs, but I'll be here every so often. So catch me on Twilight Zone reviews.
Just plug best podcast can be found at reddragonsradio.com.
That's your job, man. Listen, I don't work for you. You paying
What
me?
the fuck
You getting right now? What the fuck?
Outsourcing your plugs?
You're on a show that's on that network.
We're not on that network. They air
With
our
that
show as
MCI
well.
calling plan that you're on? That network?
I don't have any plugs.
Yeah, www.raiderslost6.com and Raiders_OTLF at Twitter.
Frank,
Yo.
Got any plugs?
now that it's your turn?
Oh, it's reddragonsradio.com.
Oh, great. Yeah, see how that works?
Trying to, I figured he's on a show that's on reddragonsradio.com. If you want to plug something.
You're going to make a guest give a plug that he knows nothing about.
Yeah.
That is lunacy.
Have you met Frank?
It's outsourcing.
I'll plug it for you, Frank. Go ahead and check out Red Dragons Radio for Frank.
No, that's not the problem. Definitely go check out Red Dragons Radio. Not the issue at all.
And if not, then, fuck you. Whatever.
What would you have said if Jansen said go to Red Dragons Radio? What would your plugs have been?
I would have said, I don't know, Well Topic Radio or,
His plug would have been, listen to Jansen. He knows what he's talking about.
You see how you can say more than one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
I need more alcohol.
I don't want to do my plugs. I just don't give a shit. Go to reddragonsradio.com. Okay? It's not about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Linker.
Or, LIWSpears.com is also a good bet to go to. Some good stuff there.
I hear they got good stuff at Pornhub.com too.
Yes. We need a Pornhub sponsorship.
We should stream to Pornhub.
Oh,
I thought about it. Yeah.
I want to read those comments, see whose pants they want to take off.
The problem is I have to apply or I have to register a Pornhub account, and I love my computer. I don't want to ruin it. So that's the problem I have with that.
I will never forget the porno that I watched on Pornhub that made my hopefully son grown right now. Yep. It was a good one.
I know what you meant, but I couldn't follow what you said.
The way I said that was so odd.
Yeah.
I was
you recognize that.
I was trying to be a little bit not on the nose with that.
Remember the video you watched while you were beating your meat that produced your son?
Are you going to name your son after
the Make sure I'm on board here, okay?
2 girls with 1 cup. Get in here.
and Adam's down.
Did you do your homework tonight? Check with Dick's links.
Oh Lord!
Oh, that's great. Oh, fuck, that's good shit.
Quick break.
We're gonna take a potty break. Podcast. Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Links.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
You're 4th, Jansen. You're 4th.
I never know anymore.
I know, I'm kidding.
You pick a different one every time.
They did that to me too, dude. It's just a rite of passage. Don't worry about it.
The show's just fucking with each other.
Dude. All right.
All right. Until next time, in the meantime, blah, 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 bye.
So long, citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it. Video playing. There's no video. What are we doing?
All right, I'll be right back.
I gotta pee.
I'm back.
I am back too.
I heard you.
Are you sure?
I am fairly sure.
Are we still alive?
I think so. I'm still recording the podcast, but I'm probably going to cut this part out.
Oh, good.
Get your racist tirade out of the way.
Yeah, this fucking Twilight Zone fucking sucks. I hate this show. I'm just kidding.
I don't know it's racist, but okay.
Yeah.
Makes me hate New Yorkers.
Ugh.
I'm back.
You know what's worse about New Yorkers?
Yeah.
Too many fucking gingers.
Gross. Oh, Jansen, I forgot to put up our paper mache things.
Well, put them up right now, you doofus.
I don't know where to hang it. I hang around the fan and get slapped in the back of the head every few seconds.
Hang up somewhere behind you. Make it sound like it's a fucking chore. They weigh like a pound.
I'll do it. No, they're in the closet. You know how cramp my shit. I'll do it next week.
Yeah, I know how lazy you are. I got it.
I think you guys both need a cup of instant smile.
I keep wanting to say liquid
I'm
smile.
drinking it right now. Did you hear that?
Take this back.
For me, it's a cup of don't blow my brains out smiles.
Dude, this next fucking episode is so fucking stupid.
No comment.
You loved it, didn't you?
No comment.
Oh no!
If you notice, Jansen, it's like there's like two teams on this show now. It's like you and me, and then these guys.
It's fine.
It's great. I love it. It's like Siskel and Ebert, but team style.
Phoenix, I think I'm gonna buy one of those ring lights for myself. Right now, I have my left and my right monitor are just set up with Windows Paint open with a random solid background to light me well.
Sorry, what?
It's fine.
No, you're getting what?
I think I'm gonna buy one of those ring lights for
like
lighting. Yeah.
It's I mean, it was $25, $30, something like that.
Yeah, I found one. I think
hold my webcam too.
Yeah, I don't care so much about that, but
I did it, but I like it now that I have it.
do you?
Yeah.
My webcam's just already so high that I don't know if I can give a shit if it's. I don't want it to be any higher, so.
I want to get it on the other side because I use my left monitor as my main one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my only real complaint.
Yeah. Sounds like a you problem, dude.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I can't believe I got that on Thursday. My mouse gets here and my
finally shipped.
Yeah, finally.
Nice,
and
dude.
the other thing I just ordered, so there's no update.
Yeah.
So Jansen, you're a big Corsair gear fan too, right?
My mouse and keyboard are Corsair. A bunch
Same,
of my
yeah.
hardware
Your
and my
hat.
PC is Corsair.
I've got the FPS mouse for Corsair. The fucking the $50 Corsair keyboard. I love it.
Is that not Corsair in your hat?
No, this is Tillamook.
Fuck the cheese?
Yeah.
You know what? From a distance, it does look like the Corsair logo, though.
It does.
It was the Corsair
Where-
logo.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it does
the
look.
Tillamook cheese. I went to Oregon for Christmas and we went to the Tillamook headquarters.
Oh my god, I love that even more.
It's like a sailboat.
It's my favorite hat because it's not like I like snapbacks, but it's not a traditional snapback with the shitty plastic pieces. It has like a metal snap and it's adjustable. I got a big fucking dome.
Are we starting without Frank?
I'll give him a minute.
Yeah, we give him lots of minutes.
Listen.
Frank owes us so many minutes.
All right, we'll take it from him. His kid's about to take it from him.
Meanwhile, on the way to the snack bar,
Yeah.
I can't believe that's not Corsair.
Yeah, dude. Look, this is so. Hold
it
on.
does. It almost looks like Corsair. It's missing 3 double sails. Yeah.
That's
When you
Corsair.
show it like that, it looks the exact same.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even realize that.
I can't
one
look
a
my
shot?
mouse up that high. No, I dropped my lamp. I'm trying to show you my mouse.
But yeah, no, I have the keyboard is the I want to say K95 Platinum, the one with the extra G buttons on the left.
Yeah.
All aluminum chassis. Each key's individually backlit.
Just
Thing's
do
fucking,
this.
it's a monster. It's like a $200 keyboard. There you go.
can't
Yeah, we have the same mouse.
I'm gonna buy that G815.
I love this thing.
This thing it's so nice because it's heavy.
Yes, it's weighted. I like that.
You have mammoth hands.
I have never had a weighted mouse in my entire life. I'll never go back.
I have mammoth hands too, so it fits perfect.
I have fat boy fingers.
That too.
When Frank gets back, ask him what that hideous brown thing is on his wall. It'll piss him right off.
Oh no!
You got a new
So
guitar.
did he buy that record today then, or has he had that? Was that the original he's had for a while?
I think he bought it today. That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he just splayed it. He also asked us about the guitar, and we ignored him. So make sure you comment how shitty it looks.
I can't say any shit about that record in like not sincerely. He won't buy it one bit. I love that record.
I mean, it's on my fucking wrist. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
it's
get away with it.
he's gonna know we're fucking with him. The guitar we can totally shit on.
Guitar, it's like, what the fuck is that?
Looks like somebody wiped their ass with it.
He has Twilight Zone on his TV, and I wish he would angle his camera more at that.
Use it as a background. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, man.
I don't know. Whatever. That's up to him. He had it. He moved his camera halfway through the show.
The reason my green screen fell over when I knocked into it earlier is it's got 2 little things on the bottom. You have to turn them like to get the weight. I forgot to do that when I opened it up. So all you gotta do is just like give a light sneeze and it'll blow over, fall backwards. Otherwise, I'm really happy with that green screen. I like it.
I can't remember. Never mind. I got my 100 movie list put together so far.
Oh yeah.
Your what?
I made my top 100. I've been doing this since like middle school or early high school.
Mm-hmm.
Making my top 100 movie list, and I haven't done it in a long time.
Are you writing it out? Or you have it in a digital format?
I just save like screenshot of the posters,
Okay.
Rearrange them as tiles.
You have to send it to me. I want to go through and mark it off and see what I've seen, and then watch what I haven't.
There's so many movies on there where I want to put them in there. Like I have my 100, and then I also have like the backups. If I were to do like a top 250, like IMDb does, where like a lot of John Carpenter movies are in there. They don't quite make my top 100. I think I got one in my top 100. Sucks. It's hard not to put them in there. I only got 2 Frankenheimer movies in there, Adam.
I don't believe you one fucking bit.
After the top 100, a lot of them. But
I'm anxious to do another Nicolas Cage movie review.
I only got 2 Nick Cage movies in there.
Which ones?
Adaptation and Raising Arizona.
That's 2 I haven't seen.
I've seen Raising Arizona. I haven't seen Adaptation.
Adaptation's awesome.
And I haven't watched Raising Arizona since like the 90s. So,
oh wow,
I've seen that in a really long time.
I can't remember if you ever told me where you landed on your opinion with Face Off. Do you love it or do you hate it?
I love it because of how stupid it is.
Yeah, it's
stupid movie.
It's so over the top.
It's that's my opinion of it too. But that's like my opinion with the first Punisher movie.
Yeah,
it's fucking bad. But it's when you're young and watching it, it's like the Tales from the Crypt episodes. When I was a young kid and I first saw that, I thought it was the sickest thing ever. Then I'm watching back the acting years later. I'm like, this movie is fucking garbage.
Well, you should stop by Friday night where we're doing Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's just like you. When I was a kid, I thought that movie was the bee's knees, and then I watched it a couple years ago. I'm like, oh god, this is terrible. But now I love it because it's terrible.
Yeah, that's just like awesome cheese.
Commando's awesome in a bad way.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait to rip that one up. All right, let's do this.
All right. Let me know.
Frank, is that shit on your wall, dude?
You got like brown shit on your wall. What is that?
Let's talk about the dingleberries on the far right corner of your screen there.
What that is. Anyway,
where?
You don't see the dingleberries hanging on the wall next to the white guitar there?
He's fucking with you, Frank.
Phoenix made me do it. It's his idea. He made me do it.
That's right. You'll get him back.
I do like the guitar, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to see a close up of it. You put a picture up yet?
Bring it over. I want to see it. Is it swirls on there? Or is it? It's not flat.
It's wood grain.
Hold on.
I don't think it's wood grain either.
No, I think it's wood grain.
It looks like a pearl. Where's he going? Is he gonna get a gun and blow his brains out in front of us?
God. The show just got real.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna lose my channel after this.
I got a wood grain here.
It's like a zebra wood grain.
Yeah,
almost.
pearl. Man, your camera cannot handle this.
so much information to. That looks sick.
Back it up.
Pull it away.
Back it up, Frank.
Yeah, there you go. That's better.
There we go.
Nice.
Flip the fuck.
Everybody wave. You can see a reflection.
Yeah, it's wood grain in the back, pearl in the front. That's weird. I do like that, though. I like brown guitars.
Looks
Did
good.
you see mine, Jansen?
What's that?
Did you see my guitar? I can't
You have
touch
a
the fucking thing. Yeah, I have it in the closet. It's like full on wood grain, dark.
Is it?
I like the wood grain ones.
Yeah, this one's all wood grain. The one behind me.
Fuck it. Put the guitar inside you. Sit on the guitar.
Put it in your bum.
Put it in your dick hole.
What?
They were saying that you should put your dick in the 1/4-inch jack and just fuck it.
Well, you could just say 1/4-inch jack, and he gets two things of information that both fit him. He could jack his 1/4 inch into it.
Yeah,
Right.
This is all on the podcast.
It's a layup.
There's no way I'm gonna cut this.
This is good stuff.
Yeah,
I really do like that guitar, Frank. That is pretty.
and locking tuners. Yeah, it's a the top is a 2-piece maple satin,
Yeah.
2-piece, and then the body is mahogany.
Nice. Are you still waiting on parts from it? You haven't strung it up yet?
I actually have to.
He's probably gonna swap out the.
Yeah, I'm swapping. The white pickup.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
On?
No, I'm going with the aged white.
I was just gonna say, or the white pearl.
Yeah, it's like called Fender aged white. Apparently, it's like
They do stand out. Just looking at it.
yeah. I mean, like the white ones don't look right.
No, they don't.
Yeah, and I mean, this one says DiMarzio because it's like $90. The fucking pickup. Yes, but the cover doesn't say DiMarzio, but so
I still want to fuck your blue one up there. God, that one's sexy.
in it.
I can't play guitar, but I want to fuck that guitar.
Yeah, like the blue one, it's the same kind of pattern, just this is wooden and it's on top of like a solid mahogany body, and then the springs on the back and the block is all upgraded, and I shrink tube the springs so they don't vibrate.
You gonna cover that?
Yeah, I have the same cover.
Okay.
I just haven't put it on yet because I have a bag of new plate screws coming.
All right, let's get started.
So it's not totally done yet.
I can see Adam not giving a shit. So let's continue.
Hey, I didn't do nothing.
I know, but
don't put me in this.
Hey, thanks for showing us your guitar, Frank.
No, I really do love it, but
yeah. I mean, I've been kind of like just getting parts for like the last month and a half or so because
I don't ever see that light of a wood color on it. It's always like I have the dark one.
What like what do you mean?
No, the base itself, not the neck.
Oh, the body.
Talking about the veneer on the body.
Yeah, the body.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen like a 2-piece maple veneer like that on top of a strap body. I've never seen it before, so that's why I bought the body like with nothing in it, like everything.
You put the neck on by itself.
Yeah, I got the neck from a guy in Maryland, and he gave me the neck.
I was going to ask if you drove to Maryland, but I also realized the East Coast is very different than out here.
Yeah. So
if I told you I drove to another state, you're picturing like a day of driving.
No, it was 2 hours.
Florida itself takes like a couple of days to go through. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I drove because it was he sold to me for like $120, and this neck's worth like $300 because it's a maple neck, so it's kind of rare, and it's from '92, so it's it's a really sought after year because Mexican guitars from like my Mexican, the '96, and then
my Mexican. Do you have Mexicans in your basement?
Yeah,
I'm on a Mexican.
He chuckled, but he didn't answer the question.
Yeah, like back in the '90s, like Mexican and an American were like the same things, just not handcrafted as well, So if you just take a Mexican and do a little bit of this or that to it, all of a sudden it becomes just as playable and sounds just as good as an American. And he saved $1,000. So yeah.
Go ahead and put it back in your wall there. We need to get started.
I know. Right on.
I do like that guitar though. It's sexy. No, put it in your wall.
Appreciate it.
Go on, buddy.
He was gonna go for another 5 minutes. So
Put it
I do
back.
like the guitar though. I really do. It's like a caramel, as some people say.
Shut the fuck up.
It is. I say caramel. I also say crayon, not crayon. Apparently, it's a Midwest thing.
So let me ask you this: do you wash your hands or wash your hands?
I'm not from Missouri.
I say cram.
Crayon?
Yeah.
I said that to Matala the other day. She's like, "What?"
She's
She had
white.
no idea what I was saying. She calls aloe.
What?
And I want to make fun of her, but also it's a Hawaiian thing. Like, no, Frank, no.
Hey, remember you fucking started this.
I did, but
I feel no sympathy. I ain't saying shit.
I don't. I'm not asking for your sympathy. I just want to say no, Frank. He's putting it back. Okay. I also have no problem telling Frank
Down,
to shut
Frank.
the fuck up.
Down.
Put the car on the wall. So if I fuck up, I can correct it pretty quickly.
Oh god.
One's a tease Phoenix.
It is sexy. I want to fuck that thing.
It's the first car I ever bought with doing this luthier shit.